Vale la pena, pasa la buena, cuti morena, dale candela, ponte el vestido, date una vuelta, el espejo no miente.
Welcome back, everybody. We're at Richmond Studio again. It's your boy Flu Wop, and
Sound Flu.
with my partner right now. This is one of my very good friends from a long time. We've been grinding in this music industry together, and I wanted to sit down and interview with him because he's been doing some dope things lately. So welcome, Allan Cubas, to Richmond Studio.
Man, glad to be here. Appreciate you, Flu.
I'm glad you could take time out your schedule and you know what I'm saying, come over here, accommodate little old us, you feel me?
Man, you already know it's all love, bro. Come from the same struggle, bro. Real shit.
All
It's
right,
good
so-
though, man.
You already know, bro. Bro, we always got some dope stuff going on. We're blessed. Like, for some reason, the camp of people that we came up
Real talk.
with is all doing some great things. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I agree.
You feel me?
No, I definitely agree. I feel like everybody's in the position. You just feel the energy throughout the city right now.
Yeah.
Like something big is on the horizon.
Yeah, for a lot of people, not just one or two, like for a lot of people. It's
I
dope.
agree.
So, I want to just start this interview from the beginning. You were born and raised here?
Yeah, for the most part. I was born in Charity Hospital in New Orleans, Louisiana. As a child, real young, as a baby, my family moved to Honduras in Central America.
Yeah.
So I lived in Honduras for about 4 or 5 years before relocating, coming back to New Orleans, living in Mid-City. And from Mid-City, I would say I moved a lot of places. I had a short time in Mississippi, moved to Metairie, Kenner, and then eventually went to Destrehan High School. But just basically lived a lot around Louisiana, you know what I'm saying?
What's it like growing up here? You know, you've lived in the suburbs and you lived in
Wow.
the hood, right? So, I mean, you kind of lived all over.
No, I wouldn't say I really lived in the suburbs.
I mean, people would call Kenner and like Metairie and Destrehan suburbs, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
it's-
when I lived in Kenner, it was mostly called La Bella Mansión. It's a known apartment complex, you know, and that's what most people know me from, La Belle Mason, and it's you know, it's far from the suburbs, so everybody knows. So and I definitely I think it was great growing up in Louisiana. You get to be around a lot of different cultures, a different culture in itself, you know. I feel people from Louisiana respected in general. A lot of places that they go, we have a mystique about us, from the food to the Southern hospitality. It's just so many things, you know.
Yeah.
I was blessed to have a unique upbringing, I think, from just being in New Orleans at an early age, getting to witness culture in Central America,
yeah,
getting to see a whole different life, a whole different side of things, you know.
that's
It's a different world, you feel me? And then
That's the
coming
next
back-
thing I wanted to ask you about was your family. Your mom is Honduran? No, your dad's Honduran. I'm sorry.
Yeah, my mom was from Mississippi.
She's from Mississippi.
Yeah, from the South. And my daddy's Honduran. So just that in itself, you know, having two totally different parents, you know, from two different backgrounds, different cultures, different families. My mom from the South, my father's from Central America. And just from a young age, getting exposed to that, you know. Born in New Orleans, you know, you're around New Orleans culture. I went to Honduras for those years. I'm in a Spanish-speaking country, you know, a third world country that I love dearly, but, you know, it's just different. It's hard. To me, it was normal, you know, I'm a kid, so
Yeah.
what one may call poverty or something, a lot of times it's just all perspective, you know, when you don't know no
Yeah.
better, you're having the time of your life. Then from there, I moved back to Mid-City, went to Fitz Howard, my elementary years. And then from there, just went a lot of different places, you know. My mama was always on the move. We was going a lot of different places, but it was all a blessing in the end, just getting to be around different people. So, yeah.
When did you start making music?
I always loved music. I think it comes from my pops. Like my father, I always say a lot of times, he's probably one of my favorite artists, you know. He never really recorded no music, but he always had a passion for music. He was always that dude playing the guitar. We'd be in church, playing the guitar, singing for everybody. So at a young age, I was into music. Growing up in New Orleans, I think music is it's a huge part of the culture in New Orleans, Louisiana. Just being at the block parties as a kid, I remember being at the block parties, bounce music was big, just hearing all these things. So, you know, in the house, I'm listening to my mama play maybe country music, certain things. I'm in the streets, I'm listening, as a kid, we got the block party, we listening to bounce music, New Orleans heavy culture. Then my father's playing Spanish music from España, diferentes lugares. I'm talking to you in Spanish, like you understand. I'm bad, but music was always a big part of my life, you know. Before music, I would say I was big into the writing part. feel me? Since a little kid, you know.
So I met you in like 2012-ish probably.
Yeah.
And we were going to the studio and at that time you were working on a project called Regrets and Ashtrays.
Wow, damn, yeah, that's true. That's a little minute, damn.
Man, was that your first project?
Yeah, I would say like my first project
Like your
that
first
I put together,
real
like
project
yeah,
that you put
definitely.
together and put out. And what was it like at that time? Because man, everyone knew back then, even back then, Allan could literally pull 300, 400 people into House of Blues. You know what I'm saying?
It was crazy because the shit happened fast. Like I always knew, all right, so like you asked me proudly, I'm gonna go back. I ain't trying to talk.
Nah, you good,
so
you
much,
good,
but,
it's good.
So I always had this passion for music, but never really got into it, you know. But I always liked music. I played basketball, you know. I was more focused on basketball as a kid. That was my first love, my first passion. You know, I'm a diehard Kobe Bryant fan to the death. You know, always R.I.P. the greatness. You know, everything that he embodied. I remember watching him his first game. He was playing against the Seattle Sonics. He actually came off the bench. It was the year he won Sixth Man of the Year. As a little kid, I remember just falling in love with the game, falling in love with Kobe Bryant, the way he played the game, the way he approached it, you know, his mentality. So I wanted to play basketball. A lot of people know me from back in the day. I would play in school, I played in different things. But I would say around 14, I'm liking music, I'm liking everything. I remember I remember the exact age. I remember they had the Smack DVDs. The rap battles came out. And I remember it was a big thing, just like Cassidy came out. I remember he battled Freeway. I remember they had these rap battles. I just really fell in love with the whole hip hop, like the rap battle scene, to be honest. So before I really did music, I was doing a lot of people know me from back in my school days from rap battling. I was doing rap battling. Obviously, you know what I'm saying? Huge fan.
I actually have that on the list. You were known back then as a bar spitter, like, you know what I'm saying? You weren't even doing like, you know, talk about.
For real, yeah.
You know, basically, before you started doing the singing musical kind of thing?
I always liked to write.
Yeah.
I was big into writing different things. I would write down ideas I had, but I never was fully into the music, you know, I liked it, but I never thought I could make a song. It started, I remember I was took a trip one time to Florida. I was one of my partners, and I was just writing buku shit in a notebook, writing music. And the shit was hard. I remember then, like I said, the Smack DVD outbreak comes out, boom, I'm seeing all these battlers. I'm just looking at it and I'm knowing I could write stuff like that. And then through so much writing, I started getting better at freestyling. I'm always freestyling my friends, having ciphers. And it all started, I remember I just jumped off the porch. Like I was in, I think it was probably my freshman year. Well, I was doing this in middle school. My freshman year was one of the coolest dudes, you know, one of the neighborhoods that was really like that, you know what I'm saying? I challenged the battle. I was like, "Are you crazy? You ain't gonna really." I went over there, my homie on the bike, you know, I was on the pigs. We drove over there, came in, and you know, I always say, you know, a lot of stuff is result-based. Like, who knows how, well, I know how to react, but a lot of people, it's how do you react when the shit goes good, bad? Luckily, you know, I had a good response, you know, from the work I put in and stuff like that, and the battle went good. And from that point, you know, shit was crazy. It was wild. People started getting me in different battles. I was battling a lot of people. Really in St. Charles Parish, people from around that time, they know me more from being a battle rapper, so just did a lot of, you know, I was always trying to.
So you didn't start like recording music until you ran into Abby and Eric, right? Like officially, or?
Yeah, like before I was rapping. I was rapping in
professionally.
Yeah, you know, battle rapping at the time was different. It was almost more like poetry and stuff like that. The pauses, you know, it was no beat. It was a cappella. I really wasn't. I liked singing music. You know, I was obviously bigger into the rap and the hip hop. You know, at that time. But I never really approached no track trying to sing. It wasn't something that I felt I could do. I didn't think that I could sing or nothing like that, you know, and I really struggled rapping on beat at those times. I remember I was more of a bad. The few times I tried, I used to try to record myself with the little equipment I had, thinking I was doing something, not even realizing, like, I recorded a whole tape and couldn't even download the bitch off of it, like off these old programs. But so I was definitely more just into the battle rapping and playing basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about your relationship with Abby. Like, you know. So
prior to this time, like, I had some, I'm gonna get too deep, but I had some run-ins with the law and stuff like that at school. You know, it kind of got into some trouble and eventually went through different programs and then got sent to a YCP. And when I was in the YCP, I had times, when I would have time, I would write and stuff like that. And I remember I was just always into music. At that time, I would, just so we wouldn't bored, I would create like cadences that we could march to and different things like that. I was always trying to create stuff. I was rapping against people in there. And I started dabbling more in the singing. So I had already decided, like, I'm a realist. As much as I love basketball, like, I'm pretty good. I ain't going to no NBA right now, you know what I'm saying? So I really thought I'm gonna do this music thing, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna really give it all I got. When I came out, I had it in my head really without knowing exactly how it was gonna do. You know, I never really recorded like that. And then definitely meeting Abby was a big thing, you know what I'm saying? Meeting them people, meeting my partner, Nene, that's a big thing, you know. And then getting with Abby, you know, we started recording. And I think that was really where I started experimenting different things with my voice, a lot of different things that helped me grow into an artist, you know. He was starting as well as me, so we kind of got to build that together, you feel me, at the time.
Yeah.
Shit was raw though, even then.
Think about where it started to where it's at now. Like, you know, what do you think are some of the
It's crazy, cause like, it's just so much stuff. It's sometimes it's hard to think, like, so many things that happen, but at the same time, I could, sometimes it feels like a blur, like you could just go back and remember that exact day.
Yeah.
Some of the hardest moments, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I believe in perseverance. I've always believed you could do anything. Not to be cliche, but I believe the human mind, the power of prayer, and putting in work, you could really achieve everything. So even in the hardest moments, I've always been an optimist, you know.
Yeah.
And but yeah, it's crazy to see where we came. You know, he's a super talented dude. To see the improvements we both made. Really, what I think I'm most proud of is the you know, all the adversity that we overcame. And there could be many times that, you know, people could give up and quit. That was never nothing that crossed our mind. We kept going despite, you know, buku naysayers that say this and that. People, so just being strong mentally and developing, you know.
So when you're in the studio, is there anything you need to have or anything you do while you're in there to like keep yourself in the zone, or?
That's why you laughing, because you know everybody that knows me since I've been a little kid, like it's crazy. Like I have a pencil or a comb or something that I can like twirl around. I've been having this thing since I was little, but it really stems. I'm gonna tell you really where that stems from. So like when I was a kid in Honduras, you know, as I'm told, I didn't really have no toys. I didn't have none of these things. So I would just grab little sticks or little objects and I'd play with them. And my imagination would run wild. That's what I basically felt like I could do anything.
Yeah.
And that stuck with me. So I would always have a pencil, I'd move it. And that's like when you know how I'm in the studio, I'm moving around, talking to myself. I have my ways, you know. I'm getting into the real creative zone. Yeah. And most people probably look at that dude's crazy, but
but I mean,
I think that it's I feel bad y'all can't witness what I'm going through when I do this shit. I'm in such a zone and so a pet peeve of mine is having a pencil or something just in my hand that I'll be twirling around, going to my little corner and just zone out.
Now, yes, I kind of knew that I was going to ask you that, but
water. You know, I like water.
But I have asked other people that too, like, you know what I'm saying? That's why I wanted to ask you. Okay, so a couple months ago, right? Or has it been a month or more than a month that you signed with Young Money?
Yeah, it's been more than a month, I would say.
It's been like a couple months, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So talk about that. Like, what's it like being signed to a label after grinding hard for almost a decade or over a decade, right? It's been pretty much about 10 years.
Yeah, man, I mean, I guess another day we go in depth to so many things that went through on this journey, you know. It's just crazy sometimes, but I mean, it's surreal, you know. First and foremost, it's a blessing, you know. I want to thank God, the higher power. It's a blessing. It validates, you know, the saying that if you work hard, you know, nothing good comes easy.
Yeah.
And I don't even look at, like, to me, it's so much bigger than signing to a label. Like, this is signing to, like, my childhood idol, too. You know, like Lil Wayne, you know what I'm saying? Everybody knows what Lil Wayne means to the city, especially if you're from around the era, you know, that I came up with. He's much bigger than music. You know, he is New Orleans culture. He is the greatest of all time, in my opinion. If you look at longevity, hits, influence, you know, there ain't nobody like Lil Wayne. So being able to sign to Young Money, you know, it means everything. You know, it's things that was manifested. You know good and well, I had songs in 2015, 2014 where I'm saying these, you know, I'm rapping about, you know, us with no money behind me. Everything that I got is from grinding. As a youngin', I was bumping the car to praying that Young Money, you know, I was saying, you know, so this is shit I've been saying for it to actually, you know, come true is a blessing, you know.
How did you end up signing to them?
Man. ultimately it comes down to a phone call that I'm gonna get into. But before I just go into that, I just want to sum it up and say it all comes about from all the work you put into. So I could definitely tell all artists that's doing things, sometimes you feel like you're doing a whole bunch of shit to no avail and things ain't working out. The universe is constantly conspiring in your favor, you feel me? You just gotta work and grind. All the things that you might look at as a negative, in hindsight, you look at it as it happened for a reason. So it's just about staying mentally strong, keep working, and all the things that you're doing, you will be surprised what thing in the future is going, like it all lines up. It's a puzzle. You just gotta be willing to play the game and grind. I feel like the universe is watching, God's seeing who's gonna put that work in. But it's so a whole bunch of things, but what ultimately led to it was, I'm doing my music and I got a phone call from Petey. Everybody know Petey, Young Money Petey, that's Moolah.
Shout out to Petey.
Shout out Petey, got to, it's the
right.
much respected Petey, what I'm saying? Dude got an ear for talent, like he's found a lot of other artists, I'm not the first person that he's brought, what I'm saying, Petey. But that's really what it is. I talked to Petey, somebody I met years back from just, like I said, it's somebody I met years back from just being in different positions. Like, nobody enforced me to go here, go there. I was in the East, from anywhere from the Plash to every studio there was. I was trying to go, I was trying to work and just meeting different people and networking, You never know who's listening, who's paying attention, and who might come in the future, when there's a possible, place. So that's how that was. I talked to Petey. Petey called me up, ran into me, what you been doing? I told him I was, working. Sent him some of the new songs, and he kind of spoke to me about the situation with Young Money, about them trying to add talent to the roster and bringing new artists. This vision that Lil Wayne had, and him saying he thinks it'd be a good idea for me to meet Mac. You feel me? Because everything got to, still have to meet Mac. But he put the idea in my head, and man, it was crazy because I was going through so much shit in that time. So much shit was happening, like a downward spiral of things. I was still recording music. One thing I always constantly did, I always knew that I wanted to do music. Despite what was going on, different obstacles, I always made sure I stayed in touch with that side. I was always recording, I was always creating, what I'm saying? Even sometimes when I might not have bread to go fully with the promo, I might not have an idea how to do this, but what I did say is, man, this ain't gonna stop me from creating good music. Everything you're going through is a story. You feel like, so I'm constantly telling this. There was never no caps in my music. Music is it's way bigger than clout and fame for that to me. It's personal, it's real to me. So like, I was always constantly developing, and that paid dividends of me having those songs on deck, of me being ready,
Right.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
like you're just working out in the gym for like 10 years. And then
Exactly,
like,
but you gotta work out without knowing no team's gonna call you. You just gotta know that's gonna happen.
Knowing it's gonna happen.
So like, it wasn't like I had, really, I had already, I was working, doing a lot of things. Me and Abby had done a lot of stuff. Abby had these situations.
Yeah.
And with me, I always felt like I was talented. People gave me good response, like you said. I was just so grateful and blessed. Like back in the day, without having no following really on social media, just people knowing the music. I would have 300-400 people show up to my shows. House of Blues, I was packing it out, and it meant so much. So I always let me know, man, I'm doing something good. I've just always been pretty terrible at the social media side of it. I'm not really too technologically advanced.
That's what I was going to say too.
So
like you're one thing I've always noticed about Allan is he is technology deficient. Like it's hard for him.
Bro.
To,
I'm just getting on the shit now. I'm starting to get a little accustomed, but it took me a while to really get with it. I was more of a person. I come from a battle rap era of doing music, rapping live for people. I've always been more of a in-person type of dude when you meet me. So sometimes I feel like my gram still don't always tell the story.
Yeah,
but so I try to do that. I try to do that with my music. So damn, I forgot who was that. What you was talking about?
No, but the other day you said something. You were like I know I'm pretty bad at using social media to show like how my life is looking, but
I feel like that sometimes. But I'm definitely trying to turn up though. Shit's getting better. I got a lot of things are coming. A lot of content.
Like how you living right now? Because you signed to Young Money. Like is it really like a dream come true, or like is it, you know what I'm saying? Like like has it been a good experience so far?
It's been a great. It's been one of the great experiences of my whole entire life right now. Just being able to be signed to that label. Everybody knows what Young Money represents. Not only is Lil Wayne the greatest of all time. We know what all the roster they have, what Drake and Nicki mean to this generation. Not to this generation, to music. Period. These are all goats I'm talking about. But yeah, like I said, when I was going back, I was just going different places, finding ways. I ain't just stay put. You know, I even went to Honduras, went back to you know, my second home. I did media tours out there. I was grinding out there trying to do stuff like, man, so I'm gonna go, you know, I do Spanish music as well, you know, it's probably, I went out there, came back to New Orleans, I'm like, all right, boom, went to Miami. I'm doing all these things, I'm in Miami networking, I moved up there, this is prior to the Young Money. Then I get back and Peter gave me the phone call, and from there he set up a meeting up with Mac Main. And, you know, that's really how that started the process of going forward, you know, with the Young Money thing. Couple meetings with Mac, you know, played him my music, showed him my music, my vision, you know, explained to him what I feel makes me different and what I have to bring to the game, you know, and
What do you feel that is?
I feel, one, you know, my upbringing, being able to be around all these cultures, I feel gives me a unique style of music. Like, you know, the whole thing I'm pushing is the Spanish and English music, and I feel like I incorporate both of those cultures in the music in a way that...
You can speak both languages fluently,
Yeah, I
right?
speak both languages fluently, rap, sing, you know, and just as a fan of music, you know, I'm a fan of listening to it. I never really heard it, you know, if somebody really integrate both them cultures in that way, you know, the majority of the times, I feel like they're either too Hispanic to really relate fully to the American crowd, you know what I'm saying, or vice versa. They're too American, the Hispanics that they've had, to really fully relate. You know, that's one of the things I give to my, just, you know, even though it's hectic, you know, buku shit I went through with my family, my mom, my father, but I was always on this side, that side. I got to be around different things, you know, being in, you know, New Orleans, which is a culture that's rich in music, you know, being around buku talented people in New Orleans, Honduras, and Mississippi. So I got to see all those things. I think that makes my music different. So I think just being able to incorporate all those cultures and doing it in a way that's wavy, doing it in a way that's different, you know, the R&B, the real hip hop element, the real urban element of my music, even though it's in Spanish. You feel me? I feel like I was bringing something different, you know.
I know they like to keep all of their music and stuff top secret and under wraps, so I'm not asking about anything that we can't speak on, but do you have any upcoming projects or anything that you can speak on or that you'd like to draw attention to?
Yeah, man, so.
Because I mean, you literally have probably 1,000 or probably 5,000 or 6,000 songs recorded.
Yeah, you know that.
The amount of songs you and Abby have just sat there and recorded.
Yeah, I got so much music, man, and I think when I haven't been one of the people that I would say is the best ever. I haven't released music constantly, but just know I have a lot of it, and definitely got plans right now. I'm in the works of putting together this Spanish R&B. They got some English on it too, but it's predominantly Spanish R&B tape called Vicio that I'm planning on. It'll probably come out in December, to be honest. You know, I don't know when this will be out, but shit probably be out now. Y'all go check it out. And it's a R&B, predominantly R&B, hip-hop type Spanish vibe. Other than that, we got a lot of shit going on with Young Money. I'm not gonna say too much, but definitely stay tuned. You know, we've been working constantly. I feel like the whole roster just got this energy. Everybody's been coming crazy. I got to work with everybody. The songs are crazy. But we're gonna let the music speak. Shit's gonna come out soon.
I was gonna say, I know you've worked with a lot of the people on the old roster and the new roster.
Correct. Yeah.
What are some of your standout moments with Young Money?
I ain't gonna lie. From day one, it's been everything I thought it was. Just from meeting, you know, the president Mac first. You know what I'm saying? Just seeing the way he moves. You know, this reminded me of a lot of the OGs I knew from here, from the city. You know, he's definitely the conviction he has. You know what I'm saying? So that was just like Mac is everything I always thought he was. You know what I'm saying?
Let's talk about Wayne.
Just his word. Then going to Wayne.
Like that first time you met Wayne.
The same exact thing I said, kind of about like Wayne is everything I ever thought he was and more. You know what I'm saying? The way I thought, like, you know, a cool dude. His energy is just crazy. You just feel a presence. You with Lil Wayne. You know, he's a cool dude. And what separates him, you know, people say all this and that, but at the end of the day, Wayne is who he is because his work ethic is second to none. And that sounds cliche, right? Like everybody says, oh, this person works hard, but I could assure you that nobody works harder than Lil Wayne, you know? And that's still to this day. That's not coming from me, that's coming from me. Multiple artists have said that from Drake, different people. And like seeing that firsthand, getting to work with him, knowing all the things that he's achieved as an artist, all the artists that he's put on, all the artists he's influenced, all the things that he's accomplished, to still right now have that same drive to me is just, man, it's motivation. You know, it's motivation it, it did a lot for me, you know what I'm saying? It means the world just to be able to work with somebody I looked up to like that, learn from him. So I'm always just trying to soak up game, become the best artist I can.
Have you had any interaction with Drake and Nicki or Nicki?
Yeah, definitely. With Nicki, not as much, but with Drake, yeah.
Yeah.
With
How's
Drake.
that been? Like is he cool people's? Like y'all
Drake's
have
a cool
like good
dude.
chemistry?
Yeah, solid dude, real cool dude. You know what I'm saying? Nice dude. We was with him for the for Wayne's birthday party. You know, and he's always been real respectful. You could tell he's a super intelligent dude through his music, through meeting him. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it ain't coincidence that he got to where he's at. The dude's super talented. And just seeing the respect and admiration he had for Lil Wayne as well. You know, shit was super dope. You know what I'm saying? So everybody that I done met in the Young Money roster has been nothing but solid. Like everybody I met has been cool. They've been embraced me and all the new artists with open arms. You know what I'm saying? We've all worked. Everybody's talented. What I also like is everybody has their own style that they bring. You know what I'm saying?
They got an interesting lineup.
And everybody, everybody, it's love at Young Money. You know what I'm saying?
They got KK. They got Drizzy.
Oh, that's a lot of people. Yeah.
Mellow Rax.
Yeah.
Who else they got?
Lil Brother, Jay Jones.
Okay.
Corey Guns.
Yeah.
Lil Twist, Hoodie Baby. Yach. GU. Gotta, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
You've
roster.
done songs with pretty much all of them. You've been just locked in with them.
Yeah, we've all collaborated, of course. Like there's tons of great music. You know, the world's gonna see soon. We've been just making music relentlessly, nonstop. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's a lot of stuff coming. You know, I won't go too in depth. You want to see the videos coming out, a lot of things. You know, it's been a blessing, man. Getting to work with the greatest of all time and learn from him, and you know, and the fact that like, you know, he believed in me. You know, all the shit I put in, he believed in me. He saw my vision. He understands what I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what it is. We about to get busy. It's about to go down.
That's awesome, man. Congratulations on all your success, man. Like,
Appreciate it.
You know, I always tell you, bro, like that. The main reason I really fuck with Allan is because he got a great opportunity and made nothing into something, but still maintains like that realness. Like, man, you did this interview for me. You know what I'm saying? Like and I appreciate that.
It's all love, bro.
You know
I think that
like, some people get what they want and then they kind of turn and they get vindictive or spiteful and things like that. But as long as I've known Allan, like he hasn't given me any like one of those character traits.
Yeah, I'm big on you know, respecting every individual. Like if you genuinely want your respect, you have to give respect. You know, ain't nobody higher or lower than anybody. We all human beings on here despite where you from, who you are, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I always try to treat everybody. I like to be treated that way. I know what it is to be at the very bottom. I don't take it for granted, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I try to reciprocate that love back, you know? Respect is real key, you know what I'm saying? Once that line is crossed, it's hard to go back. So being real, like I said, I always made it clear, like through my music, this ain't something that I wanted to do for like money, fame, or like music is something that if I ain't make $0 off of music, I would still be creating songs. You feel me? I'm an artist at heart. Like I love to make music.
I feel the same way.
You know, life, society obligates it to where you gotta make money to survive. So I'm gonna find out how to make it doing something I love. You know, and you know that's why I think the secret of life is being happy. Find out, get good at something that you love, and make that shit go. So for anybody, it's still going?
Yeah, that one's still going the whole time? Yeah, no, but I was saying, like, you can maintain...
I feel like you can maintain who you are.
Person.
Sometimes it might take longer, but don't never... You can never sell out for opportunity that might look like instant success or something like that, because at the end, the real is always going to win, I feel like, and it should always haunt you, you know what I'm saying? So I tell all my young artists or people coming up, you know, I've been in that position, and you gotta don't take the easy route. Don't trade in your values or your moral. You know what I'm saying? Stick to who you are, because they got real people making it as well. You know, it just takes time, but everything happens for a reason. You just gotta stick. So I never that was never even a thought in my mind. You know, to do no internet talking or these kind of things. It's just
like I'm the kind of person that whenever I see somebody do something dope, especially when I know them, I'm excited because I'm like, man, like if they did something, that means that it's possible for me to do
Correct.
something.
That's how I always view things, you know.
That's always like,
Yeah.
I've never had like a moment where I was like, man, fuck that person because they got this, they don't deserve that shit. Like, man, and I've been seeing people like stack some W's and I'm like, yeah, that means mine. But every single time someone else has a great moment, I always have my own moment too. And it's never in competition with anybody else. It just all adds to everybody's journey.
It's all but it's mental, you know. You gotta be strong mentally. You gotta be a good person. Like some people take looking at those things as negatives. Like, damn, why it ain't happening to me?
Yeah.
But you gotta look at that as motivation and be happy
like
for another.
you're
You know what I'm
seeing
saying? You
it
put
right
out
in
that
front of
energy
you.
into the world, it comes back.
This is your first time at Richmond Studio. What do you think about this place?
Nah, I think it's a dope setup, dope studio. Seems chill, you know what I'm saying? Definitely dope spot. The interview setup is cool, you know. I can definitely see promising things coming from the studio. Definitely looking forward to recording some shit too.
Yeah. And you know, we're out here in New Orleans just trying to provide a positive experience for artists out here to give them like a like in LA or like some kind of vibe to where like, you know, you could come in here.
Definitely. I think it's important to you know, to have,
because it helps you feel like the dream is possible.
to have those comfortable workplaces people can vibe out, you know what I'm saying? In places like this, like New Orleans, you know, this is a dope spot. We got
and then having like an artist like you come through that is on their way to seeing a lot of success is inspiring too to other people. They're gonna watch this, they're gonna be like, oh, maybe if I come to Richmond Studio, I might be successful. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like just like they could be you. You feel me?
Yeah, you just gotta, you gotta work, man.
You literally
I tell everybody, it ain't, you know, they got finesse plays where you can hit shortcuts, but there ain't really no shortcuts to greatness. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, you know, I believe, you know, I'm great and I'm gonna do it. At this moment, I haven't achieved greatness to want to go, but I'm on that path, you know, trying to work. And we definitely gonna make it happen. I tell everybody's gotta work, gotta grind, have that faith. And like I say, adversity will hit. You know, you just can't break or you can't fold. You know.
Are there anybody you want to shout out?
Yeah, definitely want to shout out everybody that fucks with me, supports me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that shows love. For those who don't know me, man, shout out y'all looking at the interview. You know, shout out Rich Mind Studio. Shout out Flu. You know, it's all love. You know, proud of the shit you're doing too.
Thank you, bro.
Shout out New Orleans. Shout out Louisiana and the whole. You know what I'm saying? Un saludo para Honduras 504. Estamos en la casa. So, you know, got to shout out. And definitely shout out TMS. Shout out Avia Bean in the studios. My dog Nene. You know what I'm saying? T Keezy. Everybody that helped me along this road. And of course, shout out Young Money. You know, YM. We definitely the gang. We turning up. I'm not really one for the talking stuff. I like to prove my actions. But trust me, man, we coming with something totally different. For y'all who haven't heard my music, you can hear shit right now on Spotify, Apple Music. You put in Allan Cubas. Go check out Cupful. You know, Cupful, a song that we coming out with the video for as well soon. You know.
Instagram too is Allan Cubas?
Yeah, on the gram, Allan Cubas with 2 L's, ALLAN, Allan Cubas, CUBAS, Allan Cubas. So y'all can check me out. You know, just blessed. You know, thank God, thank the higher power, putting me in this position. You know, like I said, I wouldn't say most religious, definitely big into science, but at the end of the day, you know, asking you shall receive. I ain't did this without no prayers. So.
Heard you got that, yeah. Nadie va a saber, solo tú.